Let's now see how we can register for our exam. And of course, Cisco does update their website frequently. The navigation menus might be a little bit different when you're watching this video than they are for me right now, but in general, you're going to do something like this. You're going to go under the Training and Events area, and you're going to navigate your way to CCNA. And we've got a couple of options. If we scroll in, we can see those options for getting our CCNA certification. You can take the one test track. You could take 200-120, that's the CCNA composite exam, or you could take individual exams. You could take ICND 1, that's 100-101, and in addition to that, you could take ICND 2, that's 200-101. You could take those two individual exams, and collectively, if you pass those exams, that gives you the CCNA. Or if you just pass the 100-101 exam, that alone will give you your CCENT certification. And a really frequently asked question is, which path should I take? Should I take one exam? Should I take two exams? My personal view is if you work with Cisco Technologies on a day-to-day basis, you've been in the networking industry for at least 2 years, then personally what I would do, I would go for the combined exam. I would go for 200-120. One and done, as they say. However, if you're newer to Cisco Networking Technologies, then I would recommend treading a little bit more cautiously. I would recommend taking the individual exams. After all, there are a plethora of topics on the CCNA blueprint. There's a lot to know. I think if you're newer to these technologies, you increase your odds of passing if you break it down and take the two separate exams. But if you've been doing this for a while, you're comfortable with subnetting, you've worked with Cisco routers and switches, personally I would go for the combined exam. But whichever exam track you choose, let's see how to get registered for one of these exams. Let's say, for example, that we wanted to register for 100-101. We could click on that, and that takes us to an information page about that exam. And from this page, we can click on Pearson View right next to Register. And this is going to take us to the Pearson View website. If you want to, you can go directly to this page. We can go to view.com/Cisco. If you've never tested with Pearson View before, you'll want to create an account. You can click on Create an Account, and you can fill out the information that it asks, and you'll be navigated through this little sign-up wizard. You'll enter your personal information or contact information and so on. Once you get an account created, then you can click on Sign In at the Pearson View website for Cisco exams. And I'm going to log in with my account credentials right now. I'm now logged in, and if I want to schedule that exam, I can click on Schedule Exams, and I can look for the exam that I'm interested in. I'm interested in 100-101, let's say, so I could check that box. You can scroll down, and there are many Cisco exams you can select from. In our case, we're just going with the one at the top of the list. Some exams are available in more than one language. For me, I would select English and click on Next. My personal information appears on screen based on my account information, and I can search for my 5 closest testing centers, or you could search for 10 or 20. Let's do a search, and let's pick the one that's closest to me. We'll put a check mark next to that and click on Next. And now I'll select my date. I recommend that you try to schedule your exam at least a month out. And the reason I say that is sometimes testing centers are very busy. It's difficult to get in tomorrow or this week or next week sometimes. Things tend to book up. So let's go a ways out. Let's say I want to register for October the 15th. I can select a time. I'll say 9 a.m. Once I select a time, I click on Select Appointment. It says my appointment is selected. Let's click on Next. And I'm asked if I will accept the terms of Cisco's certification and confidentiality agreement, and I'm given a web link where I can go view that agreement. I could copy and paste that in. And here is that agreement that you could read through. After we read through that agreement, if we want to accept it, we can say, yes, I accept. Click on Next. And we see the price for the exam. If we do have a voucher or some sort of a promotional code, we could enter that here. If everything looks good, we click on Next again. And then you would fill out your payment information on this page. You could say that you wanted to pay by Visa, for example, enter your card number, cardholder's name, and so on. I'm not actually going to sign up and pay $150 to register for this exam, but you would fill out this information with your payment information, click on Next. You would get a confirmation screen. If everything looks good, you would place your order, you would schedule your exam, you'll be emailed a receipt, and that receipt is going to include directions to the testing center. And that's an overview of how we can register for a Cisco exam.